guys will never guess my favorite book, not in a million years. But if you said Dell Optiplex 3050, then you are absolutely correct. Right on the money. Kudos to you. Good job. So recently, videos with devices like this have made it into my YouTube recommendations, so I figured I'd jump on the bandwagon and make my own. This I don't want to refer to as a mini PC because companies like B-Link make mini PCs and they are a fraction of this size. They're also more powerful but way more expensive. This I got out of a deal or a trade that I did with a friend, and so I don't want to spend any money adding like a small form factor graphics card, but that is something that some YouTubers have done. I just want to see what kind of performance I can get out of it by itself. Maybe run some esports titles, I don't know. Definitely some lower end games though. Now, this unfortunately has a Core i5 7th gen, and I don't think it has hyperthreading. I think it's just 4 cores, 4 threads. So we'll see what I can get out of this, what kind of games I can run. But essentially, I'm just going to be using it like a home theater PC type deal. It's going to be meant for streaming games, for streaming shows and movies, and then for playing some lower end games. So that being said, I do want to try Bazzite for SteamOS. If that doesn't work, I'll try Nobara Steam Deck Edition. If that doesn't work, I'm just going to go with Windows and boot into Steam Big Picture mode. And I'll have some more games if I do that, but I'm probably just going to stick with Bazzite for the main operating system. Oh yeah, and if this doesn't work, well, let's just say I have certain methods. Ah! Nah, but seriously, I don't have enough money or time to destroy this, so I won't be doing that in this video. But sometimes I do just want to, you know.
Oh my.
So this thing's natural environment is either mounted to the back of a monitor with a mounting bracket or actually slotted into a server rack, and you can even use different brands when you do that because most of the brands are the exact same size. For the purposes of this video though, it's going to go on an entertainment system on top of a DVD player or a VHS player. Yes, I know what a VHS player is, and I have 2.
Very nice.
Now, in terms of modularity, this thing is actually pretty sweet. We've got a hand-tightened screw in the back, and once you loosen that up, the front should just slot off just like this. And then we've got our SSD or HDD tray right here. It just kind of squeezes like that, and then you can push it down and pull it out. It slots into a connector right here, so there's no cables or anything. You don't have to worry about that. Next to that, we have our NVMe slot for an NVMe drive if you don't want to use an SSD or HDD, or if you want to use it in conjunction, you know, to each their own. Next to that is our PCIe reader. Inside there, we have our Wi-Fi card. It's also got Bluetooth, and it's connected to this little antenna right here, so you know you have a better connection. Now, in the front, we have 2 USB 3 ports as well as a headset port for your gaming headphones, and then an external port, external only, so you want to plug in like speakers or a soundbar to that. There's the power button right there. It's kind of recessed into the shell. Next to the USB ports, we have the speaker, and then in the back, we have a Ethernet port, so if you don't want to use Wi-Fi, you don't have to. Next to that, we have 2 USB 2 ports for your peripherals, and then we've got 2 more USB 3 ports. Next to that, our display port, and next to that, our HDMI port. And at the very end, we have the power connector. So the power cable for this thing is actually quite large. You can only fit so many things into a small little form factor like this, which is why the cable's like that. Underneath the fan, we have the Intel Core i5 7th gen. Like I said, I don't think it's hyper-threaded, so there's probably not as much cooling as there would be. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. Just a little bonus bit of info. Devices that are smaller like this, and even the Steam Deck, have what's called an iGPU if it's Intel, or an APU if it's AMD. Now, essentially, those two things are pretty much the same. It's just one chip that has a GPU and a CPU together. And something like that requires some serious cooling, which is why pretty much all of those kinds of devices have a fan. Oh, also, this video is not a tutorial, so I'm just going to skip to the part where this is hopefully working. So here's the current setup. I've got my wired controller, spray painted by yours truly, connected to my Dell Optiplex, which is sitting next to a PS4, and on top of a DVD player, which is resting on top of a VCR. Just for old time's sake, let's pop in a VHS. The Optiplex is also connected to this soundbar right here over Bluetooth, and for the display I'm using a plasma flat screen TV. So I did end up using Bazzite for the operating system. It took a little bit of configuration, but it wasn't too hard, and I ended up just downloading a bunch of streaming services using EmuDeck because that's one of the easier ways to do it. I'm probably not going to show off anything because I don't want to get like copyright striked or anything like that, but these streaming services I have do work. For gaming, like cloud gaming, I've got Xbox Cloud. I could get NVIDIA GeForce Now, but I don't really feel like it, and I like Xbox Cloud gaming better anyway. But let's look at the performance of some of the other games that I have on here that are not cloud-based. Starting off real simple with Duck Game. It's just a 2D platformer, so you know it runs perfectly fine, up to 60 frames, just because the TV can go up to 60. But yeah, real simple game. Nothing crazy. Moving on to Gmod here, we've got pretty good performance. I'm gonna run for my life real quick as I spawn these combine soldiers. But let's see if I can drop kill one of these guys.
Try! Failure!
Nope. Moving on. So here is 7 Days to Die. All the presets for the game are on low, and so you know, texture quality, VSync is also off, and yeah, it's okay. It's definitely playable. I'm only getting like maybe 20 frames per second, around that, I would say. The overlay is kind of buggy, so it's not showing up right now, but it's okay. Pulling out the torch, I don't have it anymore because I used it to kill a zombie, but I would drop a couple frames doing that. So I would say this would probably be the extent to which you would want to play games. Nothing higher or more demanding than this. But yeah, it's okay, I guess. With that said, let's move on to cloud gaming. So streaming works fine. There's just a little bit of input lag, which is to be expected with my internet connection, but for the most part it's playable. It's alright. You can only do so well with the free tier of Xbox Cloud Gaming as far as like quality, texture quality. You know, you're kind of limited to the specs that you get in terms of hardware. Yeah, the game is definitely playable. It's got a little bit of input lag, but it's not terrible. Yeah, but overall, it's a pretty good experience. Alright, so that is just gonna about do it for this video. Now, if you don't mind, I think I'm gonna catch up on some Dr. Stone. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to like, comment, leave any suggestions, and subscribe. It's free. Peace out.